Welcome to Ratchet Clank for PS4. This is a speedrun tutorial to get people into the run, just to let you know what's going on and how to get started and explain some of the tricks, and also go through some of the harder stuff and explain how I was able to do it. There are some of these tricks that I had trouble with and still kind of do, so hopefully this will help others get started, especially if you have a similar issue that I did getting started and not being able to do some of these things. So first off, we need to be in challenge mode, but if you just load up the game, you'll get this, continue a new game on the main screen. So what we have to do is complete the game, 100% get all gold bolts, and upgrade all weapons to the max, and beat the final boss. Once you do that, you'll have challenge mode here on the main menu. And the best thing to do is actually back that up onto a flash drive. That's really all that you can do. You can do cloud save as well. So what you do from there is we're gonna close out the game, go to our saved data, and then from here you can do the system storage and put it onto a USB. I've already done that, so I've got it right here on my USB save. I'm gonna copy that back onto the console and load the game back up. Now with this, I'll have challenge mode ready to go. The other thing that you need to do too before you beat the final boss is set up your weapons. And we want to have the control set up so we don't have to hold triangle and then select our weapon that way. You can actually set a weapon to each of the D-pad directions. And so there are 4 weapons that we'll use throughout the run, so that actually works out that we have those 4 available. So as you can see now, I have challenge mode unlocked. We're going to start on normal. If you're doing speedruns for RTA, this is the screen that we're going to be on to start the timer. So as soon as you hit X here, you're going to start the timer and go ahead and begin the run. Obviously with cutscenes, as soon as you know that they are happening and we could skip them, go ahead and skip them, which is, you know, about a half a second after the screen goes black there. Then from here, immediately go into extras, cheats. We're going to do the game speed up to fast, infinite ammo, and invincibility. This is the only time we need to do it out of the run, and it doesn't take that much time. So if you're wondering what it looks like fast, it's just go here, here, and then, you know, that's kind of fast right there, but you could definitely get it quicker. So let's go ahead and open this up and start the run. So 2 things to explain really quick. 1, the weapons. We want to have the Rhino, which I have set to D-pad up. You want to have the Goatinator or the Sheepinator. I put that on D-pad right. Oh shoot, I don't even remember what the heck that thing's called. The Protoclast. We need the Protoclast as well, and the Warmonger, the Peacemaker. Shoot, what is that called? The Peacemaker. I totally know the names of all these weapons. And you don't need the Bouncer, which is the pre-order exclusive, so thankfully we don't need that for this category. But those are what we need. Those are what we need for the weapons. So here we go. Fastest method of movement is actually using your wrench and immediately jumping. The way I do it is roll my thumb between square and X, and as you can see, just by standing still, you move forward like that. If you notice that you jumped right there and swiped down, that means your X input read first. And then if you just do that while going forward, it gives you a little bit of a boost. So, coming from the garage, go straight out over these rocks over here. This is just a little bit of a shortcut. Instead of going around, we could jump across. Just double jump here, jump backwards towards the camera, then forward to get you up onto this rock. It's just a little bit easier doing it that way. And then we can move on. From here, instead of going to the trials and then going to see Clank and dealing with all that, we're going to skip up until we come back to Veldin for a second time. So right here, get a sizzle. I actually need to explain about that first. So if you just get into position, so Ratchet is falling like that and you get that sizzle, notice he didn't go all that high. So whenever you're going for extra height, hold X, because that'll just launch him straight up into the air. And you can get either on top of this invisible wall, you can go over it onto the ground right in front of me, or you can end up in that falling animation here again. If you end up in the falling animation again, hold X and go to the right to get on top of these rocks right there, because that's where we are about to go. So otherwise, you could just follow that method. Otherwise, you would end up right here. And so you just jump up. So from here, we're going to go around. What we're doing is we're going to trigger a checkpoint for when we return to Veldin. But we need to get over there, and there's a lot of invisible walls and stuff in the way. So that's why we have to do all of this. From here, we need to jump up there. So a couple things. One, you need to do a double jump. So the second jump, obviously at the peak of your first jump, and then continue to hold X when you hit square, so that instead of, you can see right here, Ratchet just immediately falls down. But if I hold X, notice he actually goes up. And with that, we can get extra height and distance, and we're going to use it mainly for height here, but we're going to use it for distance in just a second. And of course I'm going to miss it because I'm trying to make a tutorial, and I suck like that, so yeah. Then you get to see what this beginning looks like, and notice how far back this does set you. So if you miss one of these first jumps, it's obviously a reset because they do cost about a minute in time because we have to get all the way back. But now you get to see what this beginning looks like. Also, timing for these jumps, it takes a bit getting used to. Just starting out, if you want to, you can do one and then wait for Ratchet to take like 2 steps and then do it again. That's pretty much guaranteed. But if you want to go for best timing, it's right when he puts his second foot down, and it just takes a little bit to get that. And I just missed it every single time right there, so it's okay. There we go. That jump is really not that bad. It just takes a little bit of practice. And yeah, it is unfortunate that if you miss it, you have to do that full reset. This next jump up here, notice that I jumped up on there and just held X. That's how I got this up this high. This next jump took me a long while to get. So inch forward until Ratchet falls like that. Aim about right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to run to the edge of this platform and we're going to double jump. The second jump needs to be as late as possible, and then right when we get to the end of this jump, in the middle of the jump, you can reposition the camera because it's going to float down like this to go behind Ratchet, so you can reposition it over you. Not necessary, but it does help with timing. And then do a slam right at the end, holding both square and X will give you the extra distance to make it to the platform. And it looks just like that. Now that we're over here, take a step back. Then we have a dropship right here. All we need to do is destroy that. We get the return to the garage, and with that, we can either die or reload checkpoint. To reload checkpoint, you're going to go to options, the game options, and then difficulty. All you need to do is switch difficulty. It doesn't matter. So we start on normal. We're going to go to casual. On occasion, we're actually going to go to difficult, which right now that I'm thinking about it might be here. I'm trying to think. I do apologize. The one thing I don't know in terms of this run is the difficulties of where we need to be. So if it needs to be on hard, I'll realize that in a minute and I'll explain it. But now, as you can see, we actually have Clank. We are back here and we can move on. So this has several effects that I'll talk about later. So take the protoclass, throw it way out there. That starts killing those enemies while you're trying to get up here. Once all these enemies are dead, this dropship comes in. Use the sheepinator to take it out. Now, even as you can notice, these enemies popped in, even though the dropship was actually gone.
Sorry about that, Grim. Listen,
head into the garage, and that's the end of Veldin.
I need to look at. Interesting. What kind of factory is
All you have to do here is wait. You can put your system onto different languages. That'll be a little bit faster, but I think the maximum difference in language is about 5 seconds. So when you're just starting out, just do it in your native language. Totally fine. Okay, so I actually forgot about Novalis. I was actually thinking of Kurwan. So with my difficulty switch...
Well, damn it.
So anyway, from here, options, we're going to change difficulty again. This is going to skip Ratchet talking, and we're going to go ahead and move on. This is a somewhat recent change. We're actually going to go this direction first instead of going down to rescue the mayor. And with this, there's no actual skips. It's really just doing this planet, really, normally. So just move as fast as you can. Try to avoid enemies, obviously.
Seriously, what's with all the jumping?
And if you can shoot enemies while moving, definitely don't want to stop. Once you're on this one, you can actually double jump and make it all the way up. That's a little bit of a shortcut there. With these wrench jumps, if you can get right next to an enemy, you can actually get a much bigger boost forward. So sometimes it's actually worth it to wait just a half a second to be close to an object or an enemy. That allows you to get a better wrench jump. From here, just go down the slide. Don't touch your joystick. Just let it happen. And for the most part, Ratchet should go all the way down on his own.
Awesome. Want to do it again?
Once you're out here, continue to do the wrench jumps. I'm missing a lot of them. Notice I just did it off of an enemy right there and got a really good boost. Once this cutscene triggers, change the difficulty again. We're actually going to go to hard, which you'll see why in a second. Since we're invincible, difficulty really doesn't matter too much, but it does matter for certain sections. So there's 2 sections that we actually want to be on hard during this run. So this is one of them. Computer Protoclast over there. Once you get further up, you can do one over here. Pull out the Peacemaker, shoot up in this direction to take out the dropship. The Protoclast should take out all the other enemies. So as soon as you take out the dropship, you get this cutscene. Skip the 2 cutscenes.
Marks is in trouble. We gotta get to Aridia. Agreed. But we must first repair.
And now we're done with Novalis.
Thanks for saving the sector, friend. Now come on back.
Now with this, we can actually jump off of it just a little bit early, which allows us to trigger that cutscene and get out of here just a hair faster. So, whenever we get into the situations here with the galactic map, you can, as long as you know what planet you're going to, which for the most part is just down 1. There's one section will go down 2, then up 1, then down 2 again, but the rest of it, it's always just down 1. And you can get used to and be able to do this really fast. I'll try to do that for when we go to Aridia after Kurwan.
We're too late. The invasion is
So this is a cutscene that we can't skip. We can't do anything about this one, so we're just gonna sit through it. But this is the section why I'm on hard mode. When you're on normal or hard, your ship flies faster. So for this beginning part, being on hard, the enemy's health really doesn't make that much of a difference. But it does for when we deal with the dropship.
We must assist the Galactic Rangers, activating weapons system.
So just immediately fly over. Holding X right away, then holding circle, easy enough. Then from here, all you need to do is just get into position for these other dropships. If you're here too early, just go ahead and hold your fire button. That'll slow you down just a little bit. If you're fast enough, you can get this transport without having to chase it down like this. Then once you take down all of them, you saw there was that green text box that popped up. That means we're going to go ahead and change our difficulty. We're going to go to normal. So now we still have that increased speed. This skips the whole talking sequence before we can use our magnet. So fly straight over here, pick up a full load of enemies, go straight at the dropship, and then just follow the route that I'm going to use here.
One in a million. Yeah, that one hurt. I believe the warship has sustained critical damage.
Do that, and boom.
Warship
Done with the warship.
We did it.
Way to go, whoever you
That's
are.
it. Once you hear the explosion, you can go ahead and skip that cutscene. Now we're on foot.
But we should get back to the Hall of Heroes.
Hey, Ratchet, where'd you go? We're supposed to start your training in a few minutes.
Sorry, Brax. Clank and I ran into a bit of ship trouble. Looks like there's still a few guards.
Alright, so you don't need to clear out the enemies here, but I'm going to do it just so I can explain what I'm about to do. So for a little bit of a skip, jump up over here and throw a proto-class in the middle of these enemies. That'll take out all of them. Then also from here, take a second proto-class. Like as soon as you throw the first one, you can immediately aim to do this. But the button down there, we actually want to hit it from here with the proto-class. So throw that out, hit it on the side, that triggers this cutscene. That saves a bit of time. Now we've got our helicopter pack thing, so we can move forward. A little bit of a shortcut that you can do here is at the peak of your jump, do a slam, you can actually make it all the way up to the top. For elevators, just learn the timing for when you could do a high jump like that to skip having to ride the whole elevator. For the first one, it's really early. For this one, it's a little bit later. And it just takes time to figure out when to do it and find your own visual cues or timing cues. Everybody's got their own thing.
The A train is now arriving. Please stand clear. Attention, all passengers.
So as you can see, obviously doing long jumps is the way to go here.
Let's hitch a ride.
So speaking of doing slams, we do those a lot at the end of jumps. So right there, I just got a high jump. And unfortunately, sometimes you get a high jump instead of a long jump. I don't know the trigger, so I'm going to try to get a long jump here just to show you what you can do. Just do a slam right at the end, and you can make it all the way up here. If you get a high jump, you can just float up to the top. From here, long jump forward. I need to do this next part fast because this enemy could actually destroy this box. But you want to get either a long jump or a high jump off of that, and then you can grapple there. It's a very tricky jump, and sometimes it takes me forever to get. That's probably because I suck. But anyway, continue on. Be careful when you long jump because there are these turns, and they can really screw you up. From here, do a high jump over to the side. If you miss like that, it's totally okay. You have actually a second option if you want. You can die. That's what you can do. Typical me in tutorials. I screw crap up. The other thing that you can do here is you can go around the right with the Rhino, and that'll easily get that.
I hope that didn't cost too much.
So with the high jump, it looks like that. So again, another long jump that we can do a slam right at the end. Save a little bit of time. You need to destroy that helicopter guy to get stuff out of the way, but then from there, that's all that we need. So don't even worry about these enemies.
They will detonate on arriving at the Hall of Heroes. I see. Then it's time for an early drop.
Even though this looks like a cutscene, we can't skip this just yet. That's when we could skip it. Now we're at the fitness course, and I'm going to show you a couple of different options here.
And welcome to the Captain Port Fitness Course. Here you'll work on your physical strength as well as your,
If you jump from a distance on that last jump there, you can actually make it up without having to grab the edge.
Congratulations on reaching the summit of justice. Your quadriceps must be burning with righteousness and pain.
Alright, so from here, like I said, there's multiple options. So the fastest option is to come over here, jump up on top of this box, and high jump on top of there. It's a very tight spot to get onto, so it's a little bit tricky. What? That was really weird. And this is actually the last skip I actually ever added into a run. You gotta be careful of that banner. That's the second time I've hit it. Because I'm terrible. But once you get up here, boom. Now you've got the final wall jump in your set. If that proves to be too difficult for you, you can do, from here, you can do a slightly slower method. which is, you know, falling to the ground and fully screwing stuff up. Skip those 2 platforms, you can do a high jump, I forgot about that. So the other option is to high jump onto this corner, do another one, and get over here. Either way you take, you come over here, you float across.
The last cadet that got this far went on to become nothing. But the guy before that.
I see you just finished my training course. Aren't you just full of stuff you can do? Meet me outside the Hall of Heroes. I have an assignment for you.
Gotta wait on this taxi ride. Whoa, that was close. Way to be an idiot. 2 cutscenes to skip, move forward, enter the ship, and now I'm gonna show you the faster transition. As soon as you hear the noise of the planet select, you can immediately hit down and go to the next area. So for Aridia, the only thing we're interested in here is the final trigger for the ending of the planet, which the developers were kind enough to put, I think they're called debug triggers, I could be wrong on their name. But we're gonna go straight to that.
Wait, is that skid marks up ahead?
So we don't even need to deal with skid marks, we're just gonna go this way. And it says find his agent. Yeah, we're still not even gonna worry about that. Let's come over here, get that elevator. So obviously if you can, do long jumps. Be careful trying to grapple these early because the circle button also fires your weapon.
Let's have a look around.
Alright, so from here, do a high jump around right here. There's an invisible platform you can step on. Kind of hard to explain exactly where it's at. It just takes a little bit of practice to get it. Then from here, I jump to the left, and then we're going to do that slam to get up onto that platform. It's a little bit of a tricky jump, but it really is not too bad. And why am I missing this platform? There we go. Get up top. Gonna high jump up here. Whoops. You don't need to high jump like that to get over there. That was just being an idiot. But up top here, we've got several cutscene triggers. The one we're interested in is right there. There's another one that's a little bit lower. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Whoa, shoot. That was close. Oh. Way to screw up. Oh, I don't even know where I'm at. I'm out of bounds somewhere. There we go. That helps. So now I get to show you how to do this correctly, instead of looking like a scrub. And I say that just as I missed this jump again, so... So now I get to show you this correctly. All you need to do is just double jump over. High jump, high jump. But anyway, what we want is the right up here at the flag. So we've got the agent and skid ship takeoff. That's the final trigger for this planet. So you hit triangle there, and that triggers the ending. So just do some long jumps towards your ship, and you can take off. We're done here. Now we go not down to the Nebula, but down to Realgar. I'm going to do Realgar first because we need the trespasser before we can do the Nebula. Okay. So for Realgar, we don't need to do a whole lot. So come over onto these rocks. There's 2 different methods. Apparently some people have died from trying to do this, but long jump over and do 2 jumps and that'll make it over. There is like shark things here that if you get eaten by, you can get an achievement for, or a trophy rather. The other option is just to come over here, and you can either get a long jump or a high jump. For whatever reason, the game is like, oh, I'm going to give you a high jump. But again, just get onto those rocks, and you can move on. Open that gate up, extend this bridge. Then from here, we're going to go out of bounds. We're going to hop up here. This is a little bit of a tricky jump to get. But once you get it, double jump up to the top. I don't know why I didn't get the second jump. There we go. But then once you're up here, you can get over here. Then from here, make sure you have your Goatinator or your Sheepinator equipped. I jump over here, and what you want is the sizzle, and then you can jump over here. Sometimes you'll just bonk off like I did the first time. It happens. Double jump to get over an invisible wall. Land. Take him out. Come over here. Take these guys out. Take that out, and done. Don't have to deal with too much. Another elevator. Wait for a specific spot. High jump. We're done. So instead of doing the hoverboard race, like I said, we just need the trespasser, so it's actually faster to go this way. We're going to jump up onto this box. I jump over here. Holding X this entire time because you only have 3 of those sizzles before you die. On the 4th one, you actually die, even though you have unlimited health. So, just practice getting around that corner. It really is not that difficult. Then come over here, skip cutscenes. We now have the trespasser. We don't need to go this way. It's actually a little bit faster, I think by like 2 seconds. To hop up here, go high jump, jump over here, hold X when you get that sizzle to jump over an invisible wall, and then take the taxi down. And head back to the ship and we're done. Like I said, that's all we needed. Didn't need anything else. Now we can go back up to the Nebula, and we'll do the Nebula. For the Nebula, the only thing we need to do here is just beat the Snagglebeast. That's it. That's all that we have to do. The long jump twice to the right. Sometimes you get a high jump. Maybe that's just me because I'm a noob. And for all of the trespassers that we're going to use, we're just going to auto hack. So we don't need to actually know the answer to the puzzles. Just auto hack it. From here, have the Peacemaker equipped to hit multiple buttons at once. Also, you can do it as soon as you land to take out groups of enemies. I've seen other runners use the Proto class. I think it really doesn't matter. From here, you can get used to doing this without changing your camera angle, but it's literally to the right. But you can double jump here and get that grapple. What? He gets the grapple, then immediately loses it. Okay, sure. Oh, I hit the wrong button. That one was my fault. I hit the wrong button, and I have no idea why. But if you can't get it from this bottom platform, you can jump up to the second platform and just do it from there. But it really is not that difficult. The second time was me being an idiot. I don't know why the first time failed. So just keep long jumping around here. And once you get in here, hopefully you get 2 good shots. Get those buttons. Then from here we get a little bit of a shortcut, so double jump forward onto here, double jump up, high jump, and then jump again to get over an invisible wall. Straight over to the trespasser. And we're done. For the Snagglebeast, pull out your Rhino and immediately get it down to 35%. Take out your Goatinator and just finish it off that way. And we're done.
It's Ratchet. We just defeated the Snagglebeast.
And don't wait for it to get up to the top. Go ahead and try to get it as it's running into the lava, and then while it's down there, you can still hit it as well. And it'll get the detonator process started, so it doesn't take as much time when it's up top.
I've always wanted one of those. If you can get one, Allowers can build a few more for the Rangers. I hereby assign you the not at all deadly mission of acquiring one jetpack. Captain Quark must fly like a bird.
And with that, we don't need to do the Clank section here. But there's a required item. Yeah, I know.
Where should we go?
As you might have guessed, in speedruns, we skip required items. So we don't need the Gadgebot tech, which I will talk about later when we get to Phoenix. So now going to Gaspar, we're going to get both the items here, but we're going to do it in the reverse order. Just because it's a little bit faster.
Alright, let's go find you a new jetpack.
So as you might have guessed, we're going to use our sizzle properties on the lava here. So we get 3 jumps, which works out a couple times here. And again, hold X to get more height and distance. Even though it's not really required for any of these jumps, it does give you a little bit of safety. There are spots where you can soft lock the game that other runners have mentioned. As long as you do exactly what I do, you won't soft lock. I can't tell you what those soft locks are because I don't know what they are. Once you get started with the brains here, use weapons, don't use your wrench to get them. And then this takes really no practice at all to be able to get all of these brains while hitting the switches. It's actually not that difficult. As you can see, I had plenty of extra time, and that was actually slow. So you can either use the Peacemaker or the Rhino. I'm using the Rhino because I'll actually need it in just a second. The only time I use the wrench is right there. Use the Rhino to take the telepathpuses out. And for those, you actually don't need to be next to them. These other little pods, you actually have to be somewhat close to them. That was close. So now we've got that, and we still need to do the 20. That's why I picked up 4 extra brains. So I'm going to take out that telepathpus and keep going. And so obviously just follow this route. As you notice, you have to get relatively close to some of these brains.
Looks like you found one of my telepathopus traps. You'll have to free it before you can collect its brain.
And as soon as you get 20 brains, merely go to the options and change your difficulty. That puts you back to this guy, and now we can move on and go back to the ship. So it's faster to just teleport. But now we need the grind boots just for one section of the game. So throw out a couple of protoclass to start killing enemies. We need to go all the way up to this door. Touch it. Then you can use either the Rhino or the Peacemaker to take out all of these enemies. Once you ask if those are grind boots, that means you're done. During this cutscene, you can actually walk over and start process, as you can see right there. Other runners jump, and I don't know why. Because it's definitely faster to just walk on it. So now that we got the grind boots, we don't need to actually take the grind boot path because we already have the jetpack. So go back to the ship, and we are now done with Gaspar. So from here, the only planet that we got left, like I said, the rest of them are just down 1 on planets, so we're off to Battalia. Now, even though we have the grind boots, we don't need to do the grind boot section. We don't have the magnet boots, and we don't need them. So you actually have two options here.
Ratchet, come in. I'm engaging hard.
If you are on version 1.0, you have a second option. If you're on version 1.4, you don't have an option. You have to do what I'm doing here, which includes one extra difficulty switch.
Come on, I could use your help clearing the city.
Both versions are going to come back here, and right about here you can kind of jump and move maybe a little bit to the left from this camera angle, and it'll trigger a blue screen glitch to where it goes till after you take care of the turrets and everything over on the other side, and you can just go over to the main turret defense section over there. So on 1.4, you need to high jump. You can actually long jump from a section as well, but I've seen top runners die from doing that, so I just high jump. So get up on top of this little section here, high jump, get up on top of that. I don't know why I couldn't get it. There we go. Then again, do a high jump over here. Get up on top. Oops. Come over here to the top of the snow. You can high jump on top of this turret. You need to double jump up to here. Then from here, all you need to do is just high jump to get over an invisible wall. And just hold forward while you died. And boom. We're here.
But it looks like the system's on lockdown.
Use the trespasser again. There's a couple of sections that you can change difficulty. One is right here, because we need to change difficulty to get the taxi.
Nice work, Ratchet. Hop on the defense.
So now we're onto the defense cannon. I don't know if there's actually any legit strategies, but primarily you just want to shoot these yellow ones to charge your cannon to destroy the dropships faster. I don't think there's any method to this other than just trying to be fast.
Cannons ready. Fire!
When you get the orange ships that come up around you, as well as the missiles, do your best to not have to shoot them at all. If you are fast enough, you don't have to deal with them, and you don't have to worry about your health. Because yes, on this turret we do have health, and it's really unfortunate. And that shot missed because I am amazing. So just because I missed that shot, that means when the orange ships pop up, I actually have to take them out because I don't have the time anymore because I am terrible.
Fire again! Hit confirmed.
So if these missiles are just in your path and you don't see any of the yellow ships, go ahead and take them out.
Cannons ready. Fire! You got it. Nice shooting.
I've actually gotten pretty lucky. The orange ships haven't popped up, so I actually don't have to worry about them at all. You know, of course, as soon as I mention them too.
Starwatch ion cannon at 75%.
You get it? Yeah, I did.
Starwatch ion cannon armed.
Take out the final ship, and we're done.
Nice work, kid.
Starwatch ion cannon at They're retreating.
We did it!
That's what Drek gets when he messes with the Galactic Rangers.
Yeah! Woohoo!
Alright, from here, this is where I change difficulty. Reload it. That gives you the taxi back.
We should head back to the ship.
Ha-ha! You did it, kid! We're getting reports that the rest of Drek's fleet is retreating. Alaris, confirm.
Copy that, Brax. All remaining warships are turning back towards Quartu. You guys did great work.
I agree. Sorry I couldn't be with you today. I hope you know I was with you in spirit. Let's rendezvous and follow those blogs.
Nice little
back to
shortcut to
Quartu.
do. Long jump there.
Yeah, Captain. We'll see you in a bit.
Back to the ship.
Look, we're secure.
That's all we need to do in Battalia. So from here, we get to go to Quartu. Which Quartu we have a huge skip for, which originally I thought was going to be kind of tricky, but it's actually very, very simple. So that is a huge plus.
All right, Ranger.
Ratchet to Rangers. I've landed in Quartu, but I ran out of jetpack fuel.
Brax and I are heading over to the complex. We'll
The Ratchet mentions being out of jetpack fuel as if that's an important thing, but you don't need the jetpack at all for this planet. So come over here, you can jump up onto these pipes, which will allow you to get all the way up to the top, but you actually don't need to be on the pipes at all. As long as you're up a little bit from the ground level, you can actually high jump onto this corner and then jump up. So you have two different options to get up here. But then double jump over onto here, and then long jump, or in this case high jump, because the game's like that.
Guards up ahead.
Sometimes you try to long jump and he's like, you want a high jump? No. Same button. So now we're going to do the skip. Get onto the edge here, then high jump in this direction. It's a very, very tight jump, but it's really not that bad once you get used to it. Then you can just high jump up onto these pipes. There's invisible walls that you need to be careful about. And by careful, I mean just jump over them. Ideally, if you can get a long jump off of them, that's what you want. Uh-oh. Sizzle. Yep. Get up on top of this invisible wall and long jump back this way. Come on, stop high jumping. So, obviously we're out of bounds, and we're going to be on this bridge. We need to go a long way on this bridge. And if you're wondering why we have to go all the way to the back side of this bridge, instead of just jumping over the edge now, because I will be jumping over the edge, because there's a death floor, and we need to go behind it. So the best marker that was shown is to get up to this point. How do you know where this is at? If you look along this railing here, we've got 3. Bad one. 1, 2, and 3.5. So jump over the edge here and fall until you get past this green plane. From there you can start gliding over. And you actually don't need to glide this entire time. You can actually fall a little bit, but with time and practice you can figure out how much you need. Just as long as you land on this platform here, good to go. From there, long jump, don't high jump. Whoa! That's a new one that I've never seen. Okay, sure. Let's do this whole thing again. So it's the second platform here, so the one before the red door. So high jump here. Whoop, it's that. There we go. There's the long jump. So we keep long jumping over. So if you want to avoid what just happened to me, you can come over here, double jump over an invisible wall so you can avoid that plane. But then from here, just come over here. You're going to be on top of all of that stuff. But just come over in this direction. Stuck on. But we're right underneath the trespasser. All you need to do is, whoa, I got pushed forward. Is double jump and then hit triangle, and then we're done.
We're in. Come on.
And it really is that simple. It really is not that tricky at all. But once we're done there, boom. Now we're off to the Phoenix.
Is it me, or does that plan just seem
Idiotic?
Hey, I'm sure Quark knows what he's doing.
Take out all those ships as fast as possible.
Victor, the Galactic Rangers have decided to crash our party.
And then as soon as you gain control here, switch the game to hard.
With pleasure, Chairman.
That's Victor Von
And the reason we want to do that is he has a much higher chance of putting out mines instead of grappling you. So just hold X and constantly throw those out, throw the missiles out, and boom, done.
You did it! Nice work, Ratchet!
So here we go to the Phoenix. So we finally get to play as Clank alone. As you can see, I'm doing the same thing that I did with Ratchet, except with Clank it's a little bit of a different timing. With Ratchet, I roll my thumb between square and X. With Clank, I actually tap the two buttons. So hopefully you can hear that tapping. And that's how I do the difference there.
How do I get to the back?
And once you get over here, you're done. Grab a Gadgetbot, and we can actually change it. So we didn't need to pick up the Gadgetbot tech, and I asked why, because originally we had to exit out of the game and reload it, but now we don't anymore. And I'm fairly confident it's because this is the very first time that we were playing as Clank, so the game doesn't have any state where Clank doesn't have the Gadgetbot tech. And that's why it just automatically gets here. But now we've got the Phoenix skip, so instead of doing these two big puzzles, we get to do this clip as Clank. There are several ways of doing this. Figure out which way works best for you. The way most people I see do it, they're going to throw the Gadgetbot into the corner, jump, and pound. And I'll see, whoa! I actually got that method. That was actually kind of cool. I wasn't expecting to get that one. That's the method I use, but I had a different camera angle. But I'm not used to doing this method because I don't do it at all. But I'll see if I can get it to kind of look like it's going to happen once. But basically, you pick this thing up, throw it, jump, and then pound. But I can't do it. You can look at other record runs to figure out how they do it. For me and one other runner, this is what we do. We get into a position here, and all I need to do is throw it. That's it. And notice that Clank just automatically swipes a second time, and yes, that's automatic. And then it pushes you out of bounds like that. Now, notice I die. If you hit the water, whatever that is, oil maybe, you're kind of screwed. So what you want to do is get used to this timing of when this happens and actually jump. Because you can jump before Clank falls in. And get it right, you can either actually save the jump or land down here. And I'm glad I landed down here because I can show you what to do from this. From here, we need to double jump to get up there. This is a very tight jump, and you need to do the second jump at the peak of the first. And you have to obviously get around the lip. There we go. Had I gotten the jump, I'll see if I can get over there. You would have ended up right here. So either way, jump up in here, get the sizzle, and you want to move to the left. I didn't get it. There we go. And Clank will kind of glitch either up on here, or he'll be like on the white, looks like blinds kind of a thing below. And if that happens, just run to the right to the edge of it and double jump around to get up here. From here, we need to get around an invisible wall. So you're going to jump to the right and get up there like that, except obviously get it. Crap, I can't. That's why I wasn't moving there.
I have arrived in engineering.
There's a pair of backup generators you'll need to activate before we have power again. However, the generators need.
So there we go. There's the other method. Whoa.
Think you can manage?
Leave this.
That thing screwed me up. Thanks. Getting that jump off of the springbot through the wall just screwed me up. So yeah, go me.
However, the generators need additional energy to jumpstart them. Think you can manage?
Leave this to me.
Go. What? Come on. I don't know why that missed.
Careful down there.
I have arrived in engineering.
And this
Repair backup generators.
this honestly is not that tricky. This, I would admit, is the second most difficult skip in the run, aside from that Veldin skip at the very beginning.
I have arrived in engineering.
And there's several situations that can happen here randomly to where you just have nothing to do. Like that last time, I just got pushed down into the oil or whatever it is, and I was screwed.
Leave this to me.
Like I couldn't do anything. There is a chance that while you're trying to get that sizzle that you just can't get out of it, and you get stuck and you end up dying. It happens. Come on! This is ridiculous. And unfortunately, I am recording this tutorial live, so yeah, everybody who watches this tutorial gets to see me fail at this a billion times because I'm that terrible, apparently.
Energy to jumpstart them. Think you can manage?
Leave this to me.
So, there we go. Once you're up on top here, there's an invisible black wall that's above you. So just move the camera down and you'll be fine. This next jump, I don't even know how to explain this, but there's an invisible black wall in front of you. You need to jump over it and onto a specific platform. I don't think I can get a camera angle to show you what you need to see. So the best thing that I can tell you here is this. Oh my gosh, this is actually really hard to show. This circle thing here, just be to the left side of it, left of center, jump forward, and let go of forward at some point. And you end up here. So I literally go jump, jump, let go. That's the difference of holding forward. So I hold forward, jump, jump, let go, and about that speed. Bump, bump, done. From here, walk around and jump up here. Now, if you're perfect on your jump, you can actually land right here, which would be really cool. But from here, double jump into this vent, double jump on top, jump over here, then come this way. Then all you need to do from here is jump over this wall and then walk towards the edge, and that triggers the ending cutscene for this room, for the second room. And if you do this on your first try, this saves like 2.5 minutes. So it's really, really worth it.
I'm gonna crush you. I'm gonna slice you.
So now all you need to do is just the escape. So come over here, hit the button, and we're done. Now on to the Deplanetizer. Final level of the game. We actually only need to be at the Deplanetizer once. So keep in mind, the difficulty that I'm on right now still is on hard. That's not going to come into play until we get to the final bosses, so there is one more checkpoint reload that we can use. You can either reload the checkpoint or you can die in that circumstance. When we reload checkpoints, we can either use deaths or changing difficulty. Both work. But now, for the final skip of the game, we don't have Clank, so keep that in mind. Jump up onto this lip, jump up on top of this grate, then jump to the left. It's kind of hard to explain where it is, where you land on, because you can't see it. And I'm actually not sure why I keep missing it. Because it's not hard. Why am I missing this? There we go. Then jump up on top of the door, onto this pipe, and over up here. Double jump onto that pipe, and then onto the lip here. Be careful not to fall off. This is a very small lip. So come back here. And then what we need to do is jump to the left and then forward to get on top of that pipe. Unfortunately, I missed. And that is the tricky part of this skip, is getting on top of that, because then what's going to happen is it's going to trigger the sizzle that I've been talking about for all of the out-of-bounds stuff. And we're going to use that to get over the wall to the final area of the desert. And of course, I'm going to fail hardcore at everything. Why am I not getting second jump? I've actually never failed at getting up out of bounds like this, ever. So, typical me trying to record tutorials. I get worst case scenario on every. And sometimes the game like that will just eat your second jump. I don't understand why that happens. And since we have invincibility, that's why I'm not taking out these enemies. They're not really in the way. I think I'm going too far forward, maybe? Like, that's really weird that I keep getting the my second jump just doesn't come out at all. So it's not like this jump is really that difficult. It's not that bad when you get it, but it's just weird that I'm not getting the second jump. There we go. When you get the sizzle off of that, like I said, you only have 3, so if you try to sizzle a 4th time, you'll die. There is an invisible wall that you need to go around. And this skip was also patched on the version 1.03, so that's why you have to be on 1.00. So it's really nice that we start with a fairly difficult skip, and we end with two kind of annoying skips. But there we go. Once you get the sizzles and you get used to it, you can just jump over here. Then from here, make sure you jump over the invisible wall there. Get down to here. Then from over here... What? Oh, there we go. That was really get me to float up to the top of the screen. So if that happens to you, change difficulty. On the bright side, this is the final skip of the game. So it's really nice that we start with a fairly difficult skip, and we end with two kind of annoying skips. But there we go. Once you get the sizzles and you get used to it, you can just jump over here. Then from here, make sure you jump over the invisible wall there. Get down to here. Then from over here... What? Oh, there we go. That was weird. Those guys took forever to spawn. Kill them, and then shoot this door. You need to kill enemies on the other side. Until that text box comes up, disable the gravity stabilizer. From here, change the difficulty to casual. If you're already on casual like I am right now, just kill yourself. The game then reloads. You have Clank back, and now we can go to game. So before you use this final trespasser, use or equip your Rhino. Be ready for the final bosses. There's our final auto hack, and here we go. So let's use that on him. If you can get a protoclast out before, like when his health stops dropping, and get it out before he uses the Graviton on you, that'll save you like hardly any time, but ideally you want to get the protoclast out, then switch back to the Rhino before you start spinning.
I'm the hero in this galaxy. Me! Agents of Doom, attack! After I destroy you, I'll help everyone find new homes, better homes, and I'll be a hero again.
The galaxy isn't gonna reward that kind of stupidity.
That's it with that boss. For the final boss, there's actually a little bit more in the way of strategies for it. So this is why we need the grind boots. For speed, don't jump to the grapple points. Just fall off the edge and then hit circle.
And then us.
You can't catch me. You should have seen the look on Drex's face. I played that role like a Novalian piano. Then Turn them into a sheep! Give up, Lombax! You can't win!
So with the final boss, you want to be very careful about the amount of shots that you do on him.
Why don't you just die? Beautiful, isn't it?
So really just hit him a couple of times,
I had the idea while I was
and then as soon as he starts to grab the planet to recharge, shoot
from the Galactic Rangers.
him. What? Apparently I switched weapons. Yay.
I'm there, watch!
And that gets him to fly off.
This is all tricks, bud.
Then just take a couple shots at him. He should skip this animation. Now just wait. Wait until he goes back to the thing. Shoot him again. Gets him off. Now from here, all you gotta do is just keep shooting him. Nice. And that's the end of the run. So if you want to see a lot of this put together a lot faster, take a look at some of the record runs. That'll show you a much better presentation, but hopefully this tutorial here explains a lot of everything and how to do it and how to get started here. So if you have any questions, there is a Discord server. There's also the forums on speedrun.com that you can go to. You're also more than welcome to send a whisper to me here on Twitch. You can send me a message on Twitter, on SDA, or on Discord. You can find me really anywhere. So that concludes my tutorial. So thanks for watching. Hope that helps you guys out. If you have any questions, again, please contact any of us, and hope to see some more runners. Thanks, guys.